is an early morning shoot. This is like 4 a.m. So, good morning. You're welcome to my YouTube channel, Gist and Craft with Dumebi. So, today it's you and I. You're my guest, and we're going to do this together. So, today we're going to be discussing a topic titled self-esteem and a very short video. So this topic came about while I did a little bit of research. This topic came about while I was discussing with a friend. Something happened and I was discussing with a friend. Okay, somebody put up an attitude that wasn't necessary. I don't want to go in so much into details. An attitude that wasn't necessary. And so I was telling the other person, my friend, why did this person behave this certain way? Why did this person do this and all that? And it dawned on me that the person has self-esteem issues, but puts on this mask like everything is okay, everything is all right, but deep down there are a lot of issues going on. So, and a lot of us have those kind of things. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. There are people that have serious attitude problem, and you think they are self-confident. They just talk to people anyhow. They behave in a nasty way. But those people are people dealing with self-esteem issues. There are some of them anyway. There are people that have, problem. It's too much. So, but deep down, these people have self-esteem issues, and they max it all up with attitude. They're rude to people. They try to put people down. Criticize a lot. That's a whole lot. So, and I thought this is something we should talk about, because why I'm saying this, when I was discussing with the person, and the person was telling me the other person's history, the person with an attitude problem, their history, it dawned on me that a lot of things had been going on, and it's due to the way the person was brought up. So parents play a very important role in developing a self-esteem in our childhood, growing up, So that led to this topic. So what really is self-esteem? We're not going to, it's a broad topic, we're not going to go delve deep. So, but we'll touch one or two things, basic. So what really is self-esteem? Self-esteem is basically, in layman's English, the what you have placed over yourself, the value you have placed over yourself. It's a mindset you have about yourself, and come to think of it, have you accepted your weaknesses? Have you accepted your strengths? You know your strengths. You are aware that you have these things. These are my strengths. These are my weaknesses. And you've accepted yourself that way, So that's basically self-esteem in a layman's language. So, and there are factors that can influence self-esteem, We have genetics. So let's give an example. You could be chubby, or let's use the word big-sized. You could be big or fat, slim, skinny, extremely slim, short, you dwarf, or you have Down syndrome, or you're extremely tall, you're a lady, you're 6'10" or 5. Those are things that some people see uncomfortable, but you have accepted yourself. Oh, I'm this. I like this about myself. It could be what will make other people say things about me, but I'm comfortable about myself. And if you notice, if you have a balanced self-esteem, and you have faults, people tend to not pull you down. they actually accept you because you have accepted yourself. They now accept you as well. That's the way it is. But people who have low self-esteem, if they have not accepted themselves, people perceive it and also treat them the way they also treat themselves. So, but before we go into the types of self-esteem, so genetics are factors that can influence self-esteem. We have age, we have social economic status, whether you're coming from high up or middle or down. So those are factors that can affect. We have health status, your health. People have gone through some health challenges that they have affected the way they perceive themselves or the way they see themselves. And sometimes there are some health challenges that you might have gone through that would require you going through therapy to help you come out again. I've had friends who have had some health challenges. It takes quite some time talking to, working on yourself, because self-esteem is basically your mindset about yourself, before you come out of it. Then there's so many other factors that can influence it, but we're just going to pick a few. I've put down some notes here. I put down some life experiences, your environment, people you have around your social environment can also influence your self-esteem. Then we have two types of self-esteem, or I like to say three, because there's that third party, those people, or should we still classify them as low self-esteem? These third people that you think they are confident, they are aware of themselves, but they treat people like trash. They don't have respect, they don't have regard, Those are another set of people who have they have low self-esteem, but they have a mask on, showing like maybe they are confident and all that. So we have low self-esteem. These are people who look down on themselves. I've talked about the factors that influence them. So there are so many factors that may influence. But these are just few. So these are people who look down on themselves, and people take advantage of that and maybe treat them anyhow. And they're people pleasers. They're not so confident. And there's something I've noticed about people who have low self-esteem. Some people I know, most of the time, they don't feel adequate. When they come into a room, they feel every other person is better than them. And most of the time, other people actually admire them because they always want to please people. They always feel they have to work hard to get whatever they want. So they are always good at whatever thing they do, and other people admire them, but they don't see it. They don't see it. Those self-esteem people, they tend to look down on themselves. They tend to feel that every other person is better than them. They tend to be people pleasers. They criticize themselves a lot. They criticize and judge themselves a lot. So, and the second one is balanced self-esteem. This is where I've accepted my weaknesses. I'm big, I'm skinny, I'm tall. Well, God created me for a reason that way. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. There's a scripture in the Bible sometimes that says, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So these are people who have accepted themselves, their strength, health status, where I grew up from. It doesn't define me, my whatever thing doesn't define me. I know who I am, and they are confident, they are bold, and Now, there's a difference between, those other people, those aunties and uncle that cover up with a mask that everything is okay, and yet deep down they have issues. You can even see I've seen somebody talk about somebody who is very wealthy and tries to always prove himself. Those people are people that have low self-esteem. You're very wealthy, money is not your problem, you have the right connect, but in the midst of it all, you always want to prove yourself like you're better than people or anybody and try to put them down. But come on. Okay, those are signs of low self-esteem, but you just put on a mask. So you can even come from down there, low class, but you don't let it define you. You can still come into a room and you're confident and you know who you are, you know what you carry, So basically, those are the types of self-esteem. Now, coming to parents, how do we encourage our children? I'll be having a conversation how later on, I guess with my guests, we're going to be discussing how, even as an adult, if you have had, whether you've been there, you've had low self-esteem, how do you come out of it? How do you talk yourself out of it? But now we're going to be discussing how parents can actually help their children develop a balanced self-esteem. Now, developing your child's self-esteem actually starts from when they are babies. Growing up, there are things you do, that care you give your baby. When they cry, they feel somebody. Not that they are excessive cry anyway. Okay, but when you show them warmth, care, protection, they know and they feel it. They feel the love. Those are part of the ways how you can develop your child's self-esteem as a baby. Then, while they're growing up, they're 3, 4, 5, 6. There are certain things you also do to develop their self-esteem, the child's self-esteem. Now, you let them explore. Let children be children. I don't mean like scatter the house or let them use the crayons on the walls. I will not have that. You understand? So, I'm talking about children when they're young. That's the period where they explore the environment. They want to try out this. They want to try out that. Mommy, I want to be in ballet. Mommy, today they want to be a dancer. Tomorrow they want to be an artist. Let them explore different things. They want to be singers. Let them explore. Expose them to different activities. Those are the things that help them boost their self-esteem. They know who they are, and you tell them, even let them explore meals, food they eat. That's when, no, I'm sorry, thank you very much, I don't want this. They know what they want. That's when they start to develop what they want. They are self-confident. I know what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want to do, because they have been exposed to different activities. Now, you also praising them when they have done things right. Encouraging them I prefer to use the word encourage, because you can actually overpraise your child. Encourage them when they have done things right, completed a task, even help doing house chores. It's part of it, develops their self-esteem issues. So when they complete a task, they should be confident that they have completed a task. You encourage them, you guide them. And also, there are sometimes when somebody asks me a question, so what do you do when they do the wrong thing, or they have mistakes in whatever they have done? You also teach them this, communicate. I always say communication is key. So you teach them, this is what you have done, this is what you have done, this is how it should have turned out, this is what you should have done. Just do some bit of 1 or 2 correction and all that. So basically, communication with your child, guiding them, encouraging them, allowing them make mistakes sometimes also helps boost their self-esteem. Now, not mistakes that will hurt them. Or don't let them put their hand inside fire or electricity or something. Just basically life lessons that will help them along the way. So I put down some notes, as I said earlier. Okay, I've talked about exposing them to the right activities, make them take their own decisions sometimes. When we spoke about parenting styles a while back, we spoke about allowing children also have a say in the rules or conversations or things that are going to be doing they are going to be doing at home. They have a vacation, they are going for a vacation. Let them also have a say on where they want to go to. If those places aren't going to work, you can also tell them, okay, can we do this, bring them in decision making, some decision making, of course, so they can, that helps to build their self-esteem. Okay. And you also let them know that it's okay sometimes. Okay, so before I go to this particular, now, even as adults, it doesn't mean you have low self-esteem. Those down moments when you don't feel good about yourself, there's a whole lot going on, especially time of reflection. You feel it's coming to the end of the year. You might not have achieved everything you wanted to achieve. You might not even have done one. Maybe there are a lot of challenges. A lot of people haven't even bounced back from COVID, the lockdown during the COVID. So you might have given yourself, and this is 2 years after. So some people haven't even bounced back. Some people are still going through a lot of things. And the year is coming to an end. It's not the end. It's not the end. It's okay to feel bad. It's okay to reflect and feel, oh, this happened. I didn't achieve what I set out, my goals for the year and all that. Sometimes there are low times in our lives. The same thing, children have low times too. So that's not the end of the world. It's okay to have those moments. But your ability to stand up and get up and go and achieve what you want to achieve, re-strategize, restructure the plan, everything, get up and hit it. That's the best thing to do. It's okay to feel down sometimes, but get up and go and achieve what you want to achieve. That's not low self-esteem. There are moments when you have, bad days. It's okay. Get up and go and achieve what you want to achieve. So I think basically this is supposed to be a short video. I'm supposed to have a guest and we'll talk more on it. I wrote down something here. Every child's esteem grows with each experience of successful interaction with positive words. So even your daily conversation with your child, interactions with other people, who do you even let your child hang around? Don't let your children hang around people that pull them down. You need to know your child's friends, their parents as well, their teachers, the school they even go to. That's the social environment. What do they say to them? How do they encourage them to be the best they can be? Because come on, I've worked in the school sector, in education sector for a while, and I've heard things. Teachers, even parents pull down their kids, the way they talk. Shut up, you shut down your kid. Shut up, don't do this. What are you doing there? You're always screaming at your child, and your child is not comfortable around you, whether it's the father, whether it's the mother, all those things. Even teachers that try to shut down their kids. Let the children express themselves. Let them explore. If there are things that are going to harm them, explain to them why they shouldn't do this, because it's going to be hurtful. And they always understand. They always understand. Okay, so this is supposed to be a short video, and this is because of the experience that I had with some people, so I thought I should share. I hope it made sense. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and also comment below. I would like to also hear your thoughts and experiences. If you've had experience with people who have low self-esteem, and if you have low self-esteem, how did you come out of it? And if, as a parent, how have you encouraged your child's self-esteem? But always remember, everything you do with your child matters. Every interaction, they are watching you, and it matters. And be aware of where your children are. Be aware. You put them in a school, do a follow-up. Always know and always interact with your child. It's very important. It's very important. Remember to encourage them. I'm just doing a breakdown. Remember to encourage them through their strengths, their successes, and their failures. Remember to encourage them. Remember to allow them go through different activities, explore different activities. In fact, growing up, I think before I decided to know what I want, before I made up my mind on what I wanted to do, I know I did crafting. As I still do crafting though. I know I did painting, and I thought, oh, I was the best painter. I was a radio presenter at some point. I went for singing, I sing, so I went for singing auditions. My parents let me explore different activities, until I found out who I was. So these things are important. That's why they have extracurricular activities in schools. They have debates, they have ballet, they have arts and craft. Let them explore. You can have them, sometimes you might not even know there are things your children, their capacity and all that. This time they are here, let them do that for a period of time. Another time they are here, another time, let them have bits of everything. That's very important. It's very important to build a child's self-esteem, and also love and care for them. Nurture that gift God has blessed you with. And this is the end of my topic. And nurture the gift God has blessed you with. Thank you very much. See you guys.